Now, here's an interesting point Dave brought up. He said it's a pretty important selling point because you're a woman-owned business. Now, it's important, but it's more of a unique selling point than a primary reason for clients to choose them. Woman-owned business is about standing out and being memorable, but it's not something people put their major focus on when they're making a buying decision. So by all means, we use it, but understand where to leverage the women's-based business angle. Here's a point he made where the logo disappeared. He said, I don't know where that went. Well, the logo placement and website focus, that's really important. The logo disappearing on some pages was intentional. We want to focus on the content and services, not just the logo. And here's an example. What kind of equipment do water damage restoration companies use? This isn't having a big logo scream out here on the left. We want people's eyes to come to the headline. We want to answer some questions people have. Here's some of the equipment. We also want to make it really easy to people to ask for more information through the Contact Us, or there's a phone number down here, and again, another Contact Us form. We also made it easy for them to go to the next step in their customer information gathering journey, helping to restore your home. And we want people to know that we're different, and we're smarter and more experienced, and we have your best interests in mind. So what is commonly not discussed? Infrared cameras. Powerful piece. You start telling people about things that they don't know about or even consider what questions to ask. These are epiphanies. These are things that make them stop and go, wow, I never thought of that. When you get people to do that, you are positioning yourself as a real expert, which is exactly what we're trying to do here. We also add helpful resources. Stay safe, have questions, call us for help. We have a list of FAQs that go deeper into questions that they would ask. Now, you need a logo? Absolutely. Put it down in the bottom in the footer, big and bold. That's where it belongs. He also mentioned your organic traffic is virtually zero, that you're only showing up for 2 keywords, and you're not ranking really high for either of those. Here's an example of a well-known third-party tool called Ahrefs. Dave shows the 2 keywords are restore and more and fire restoration Folsom. According to Ahrefs, it's position 22 and 73. Well, you look at that and you're thinking, wow, third-party website, these guys must know what they're doing. Absolutely, this is really pretty poor. No organic traffic. I'm here to tell you that third-party tools don't always paint the full picture. Let me explain. Here's a couple examples. We looked up Hoarder Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. This is what appeared. Yelp was number 1. People also ask, remember, people are collecting information, especially in the hoarder situation. And for organic, below, people also ask 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4th ranked, hoarder junk removal. Restore More 365, with a nice picture of all the hoarding information and more detail. First page, way above the fold. One of the first things that you see when you pop open that page. Here's Hoarder Removal, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, ranks even higher. People are looking for information. Restore More Restoration is appearing where they're looking. That's the right place to be. Here's a quick list of other content that's on the site. Notice they're asking questions and answering. That's what people do in this industry. Here's one for junk removal in Phoenixville. It is the very first organic search result under the map pack. The very first. That's amazing. Here's one for best water damage cleaning, Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, which, by the way, is being dominated by ServPro of Westchester. Restore More shows up again on the first page. So I would say that we're getting some exposure. Let's not stop there. Let's look at best water damage cleanup companies, Glen Mills. ServPro's number 1, but Restore More is only 2 below. Here's a company that's been around forever, ServPro, that has very deep pockets that spent $250,000 on an SEO program, and Restore More is only 2 places below. Here's another one for water damage restoration, again on page 1. I think you get the picture that yes, they're getting found by Google, and yes, they're appearing on page 1 for a number of different. At the end of the day, you need traffic, so people need to find you, and they need to come to your website. And you need conversions, meaning when people come to that website, your website, they need to do something. If they're in the information gathering stage, they need to learn about what problems you solve and why they should trust you, and then eventually call you. In order to do that, to get better Google rankings and get conversions, you need to, number 1, understand your customer. Number 2, you need to focus on content, links, and building a brand, especially for new players in a market that are already jammed with long-standing, more well-known competitors. They need to consider industry-specific strategies over generic website advice. And I really caution you against applying generic web design critiques to specialized service industries, specifically the importance of understanding the customer journey in disaster restoration services. And that's true in any service business. Going forward, we need to build a local brand that solves prospects' problems by sharing information and building trust. I appreciate Dave's efforts and will certainly try some of his suggestions. I hope there was some value in this. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help.